This is going to be the much anticipated price list video here of what it costs to get this cabin completely dried in. And this price list is dried in, that's including metal, screws, everything to get it dried in. Alright, well I'm going to make this quick price list video here by popular demand. A lot of people in the comments have been wanting to know, and I said I would do a price video. I couldn't find all my receipts because there were so many of them for miscellaneous stuff that we'd run to the store for, you know, like nails and whatever. So I went through my bank statements because everything came from either Home Depot or Menards. So it was easy to just go through and everything, you know, in the last month that I used the same card. So it was easy to get all the prices. And this is everything to get it dried in. So nothing, we've started inside. This doesn't include that. You know, like the interior rooms we started doing and hanging sheetrock and all that. We haven't, this price does not include any of that stuff. It's just the shell, the metal, the metal on the roof, screws, everything it took to get the windows in and just get a dry shell, basically. And this includes, you know, and this price is with the, you know, the crazy lumber prices, but we came in at $9,637. So that's everything. That's the gravel for the pads, that's the blocks for the pads that this place is sitting on, that's the beams, that's everything. Like I said, to get a dry roof over our head and get this place sealed up. So when I originally estimated this over the winter here, I figured about $8,500 or so, and but of course the lumber prices kind of went up while we were going and this and that. Of course you kind of forget about little things and whatever. So I came in, you know, about $1,137 more than I thought. Just, you know, little things kind of added up that I didn't really factor in. Used a lot more nails than I thought I would, so stuff like that. But so you think about it, and that, like I said, this is with the crazy lumber prices. But already, you know, when we were building this, we were kind of trying to decide, should we wait for the lumber prices to go down? You know, but so the studs I used, this is a good example. The studs I used here are 2x4 by 7 feet. So they're, you know, normally you'd use 2x4 by 8 feet. That's standard wall height, but I did 7-foot wall because with the bottom plate and the double top plate, that comes out to 88.5 inches, I'm pretty sure, which is plenty high. You know, it's fine. And, you know, we saved a $1.50 or so per stud, which with all the studs in here, that adds up, you know. But when I started the build a month ago, a 2x4 by 7 foot, we paid $5.42 for. It's already up to $7.92, so it's almost $3 higher now, you know, or $2.50 higher per stud. So I'm glad that we did not wait and that we just kind of dove into it and pounced on it as soon as the snow got out of here, because I don't anticipate the lumber prices going down as fast as they've gone up. So I think it's going to be quite a while before we're paying, you know, $2 or $3 a 2x4 like it used to be, if that ever happens ever again. But you know, so $9,637. Sierra and I split the cost of that for the most part. So, and we've been saving for this for a while, so that's, you know, how we were able to afford it. And of course, we live in a crappy little trailer there, and we don't have much for bills at all, so we're able to save money really quick. You know, I worked hard last summer. Sierra makes decent money doing what she's doing online there, so we're able to make this work, and yeah, just by living frugal. And now we have a mortgage-free home that we paid cash for. And then another thing a lot of people were talking about is like inspections and permits. A lot of people want to know about all that stuff. Because we did this out of pocket, there's no inspections or anything. Now, if you were to take out a construction loan, you know, through a bank, then the bank owns it until you give them the money back, you know, that they borrowed you. So the bank is going to make sure that everything is done up to code and perfect and everything. So you're going to have inspectors the whole project coming over and making sure that everything's done correctly, you know, because like I said, the bank owns it until you pay it off. But by doing it out of pocket, it's our place, so they don't really care, you know, it's whatever, we don't have any inspections. Another thing that I'll touch on as far as, because a lot of people want to have a cabin, an off-grid cabin, you know, something similar to this, and a lot of people want to know how you afford it, how all that. Well, number one, like I said, Sierra and I live very frugal. You know, I don't have four-wheelers and snowmobiles and stuff like that. I live pretty cheap, you know, because I knew that the sacrifice that I've made, you know, the sacrifices that we have made by living cheap would allow us to accomplish this goal here. You know, we were able to, like I said, save money fast. and make this happen, you know, just by living a simple lifestyle. And, you know, we do things still, you know, we go out to dinner once in a while, and it's not like we, you know, don't do anything, but yeah, we just say no to a lot of things, and just, you know, like I said, we knew it was going to be worth it to get this. So you think about $9,637. People pay triple, quadruple, even more than that for a new vehicle these days. And, you know, this is our home. And you know, not everybody, of course, wants to live in a smaller home or a cabin or whatever. I get that. But it's all about, you know, making sacrifices and giving up things. You know, like I drive a crappy car, but it's paid for. You know, I own it. So I have no monthly payments on that. So, you know, like I said, we've just gotten to where we don't have much for bills, so we're able to pocket most of our money. And, you know, now we spent a lot of money, but like I said, it's worth it. So another thing people always want to know is how, you know, what are the options to, you know, make this happen or afford something like this. If you can't do the cash thing, you can do a personal loan, you know, through a bank. They might give you a loan, you know, for, you know, a personal loan it's called. And then you might be able to make payments, you know, to the bank as you're kind of going. That's an option. Obviously, we didn't do that. We just paid cash for everything. But I think that a lot of banks will do that if you know, you have, if you check out, you know, with your credit score and stuff like that. So, anyways, like I said, this is not the Taj Mahal. It's not a 5-star efficiency home, but it's going to be a dry, warm place for Sierra and I to live. You know, probably be able to raise a kid for sure in here. As we have more kids, if we do, you know, we can always do an addition and just kind of keep saving and paying out of pocket. So like I said, we've spent a lot of money, but now we're back to the saving kind of part. Well, actually, we still got some more money to spend here, but yeah, that's the gist of it. People always want to know how people afford these off-grid cabins, and it's, you know, like I said, we bought the land and then we just parked a trailer on it and lived out of that camper, you know. So any money we made, we saved, because we didn't have any bills. The only bills we basically had were propane for our stove and gas for the generator. You know, that's pretty much it. And of course I have a phone bill. There's always, you know, little bills you're going to have, but, and, you know, property taxes and things like that. But yeah, I mean, there's no real secret recipe to being able to do this. It's just trying to prioritize things and figure out what you want, and making cuts and getting rid of expenses, you know, and anybody can make this happen. So, because like I said, people will spend this amount of money on a four-wheeler, on a new snowmobile, or you know, a fish house or whatever. So, and like I said, this costs, you know, a fraction of what a new truck or something costs nowadays, and it's our home. So, the question you got to ask yourself is think about how different your life could be if you didn't have a mortgage payment. That's the big payment that we all have in life, right? Is, you know, most people spend most of their life paying off their house. You know, you end up paying $400,000 or so for a $175,000 home, you know, depending on what it is. So it takes a long time to pay that off. So that was kind of the thing that I'm lucky that I kind of realized at a young age, like, wow, you know, I like cabins. I like, you know, there's nothing wrong with living in a smaller place and kind of paying as you go, and then you can avoid that big $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 payment, whatever, you know, every month. So, you know, because we're able to do this, now that money that we'd be spending on a mortgage, we can save. So it allows us to stay ahead, and that's what this is all about, is, you know, with this homestead, this dream, it's living a more stress-free life, just keeping it simple. We have everything we want. You know, and there's just a lot more freedom out here. And now, you know, we've set ourselves up to have a life of more financial freedom. Of course, you know, we still have expenses, everybody does, but, you know, like I said, just trying to live simple and cheap, but still live a comfortable life. You know, we're going to finish this cabin up and it's going to be nice. I'm really excited to show you guys what we got going inside here. You probably can't see in there, it's a little messy, but I will have more videos as we go along here. I got one coming up here that you guys will like. Our bedroom's just about done. So anyways, if you guys want to follow along and you know, come along on our journey, like I said, we already have chickens. We're starting a homestead here, so pretty exciting. So you guys are more than welcome to follow along if you want. Like I said, there's no BS here. Everything's pretty straightforward. You know, there's no bells and whistles with the video production here. You know, it's just kind of how it is, you know. And one thing I want to talk about, because a lot of people say, oh, you know, people do this off-grid thing, you know, for YouTube or whatever. And I've had that comment a lot, like, oh, he's just doing this for videos or whatever. It's not true at all. I moved to Alaska when I was 21. Didn't know anybody up there at all. Went up there with a bag of clothes and a couple of guns. Worked for a while, saved, bought 10 acres in the Alaskan wilderness, way north of Fairbanks, hiking or four-wheeler only, and built a log cabin from scratch, completely by myself. And I did all that before I had a YouTube channel. None of that was on YouTube. And then when I moved back to Minnesota and started building my log cabin, then I was, and I watched a lot of YouTube channels just like you guys do. It's what I'm interested in, is this off-grid and, log cabin building. So I was like, maybe I'll throw some videos on and see if, people want to watch them or whatever. And you look at my earlier videos with my log cabin, it's bad. I mean, I would just set up my phone on a stump and just film. So I would be doing, Sierra and I would be doing this stuff regardless of what we had if we had a YouTube channel or not. So I just wanted to make that point. None of this is for show. I promise you, this is all real. So, like I said, we'd be doing all of this if whether we had a YouTube channel or not. So, because I was doing this long before I had a YouTube channel. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I know this probably wasn't the most exciting video ever, but just kind of wanted to talk about what this costs and how other people can make it happen, because my inbox is always full of people wanting to know, how do I look for land? How can I do this? Did you take out a loan for this or that or whatever, or inspections? So there's no secret recipe. It's just living simple and saving. And then, once you get your land, the possibilities are endless, and it's pretty fun to take a piece of bare land like this and make it exactly how you want, which is what we're doing. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, you sure aren't bored. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this video helps people, and if you want to follow along, we'd love to have you. But we'll see you guys on the next video.